This comes directly from Mainframe Comic-Con.
Woohoo!
Ash vs. Evil Dead. In an interview with Perry Nemiroff at Mainframe Comic-Con. Huge shout out to Perry, by the way.
Absolutely. She is amazing and did a bang-up job.
She absolutely crushed it. She's sat down with two of the stars from Ash vs. Evil Dead, Ray Santiago and Dana De Lorenzo. There is a link to that entire interview in the comment section or in the description of this video. Check it out. The cast really opened up big time. You gotta love Perry. Perry gets people to open up and talk.
I know.
She really does. So the cast members, they open up big time about the series, the potential of a relaunch. So we got a bunch of video clips we're going to show you. This first one is from Ray Santiago. He talks about sort of the size of the audience and if it would have been bigger had it been on a streaming platform. So check it out. This is Ray Santiago talking about the audience and streaming platforms for Ash vs. Evil Dead. Check it out.
It's a show that's part of one of the most iconic horror franchises of all time, and the benefit of that is it will never go away. Like, you guys are doing these conventions forever and ever and ever. And also, this show is such a hardcore, dedicated fan base. So I do have a semi-serious question for you guys now. What do you think could have changed the fate of the show? Because it obviously wasn't a quality issue. The show every single season would amaze me with how it raised the bar higher and higher and higher. So what do you think it was that needed to change in order to make sure this great material found a bigger audience?
Well, that's exactly it. I'm going to jump right on that. I love the home that we had on Stars, but it was so limited in its viewership. You know, if you didn't want to subscribe to the network, then, you know, we could have had a bigger audience were we on a platform like even Hulu or Amazon or Netflix. But because we were on this like cable subscription, it really limited the audience, because as the show got onto Netflix, we started to see that people were, you know, still watching like season 1 through 3 and like really into it. So it was kind of sad because we did this greatness, and it didn't get the praise that it should have gotten. And personally, I was really looking forward to seeing where things were going to go with the show, just because we had set up so many relationships. It was just all there to play with. So, you know.
Interesting stuff.
Right?
So, I mean, if I can just recap for a second, Ray basically said we could have had a bigger audience were we on a platform like Hulu, like Amazon, perhaps Netflix, but because we were on this cable subscription, it really limited our audience. I mean,
Totally.
It sounds like nasty words, but it's totally right.
It's absolutely true, because, I mean, no offense to Stars, but who subscribes just for Stars? Like, I feel like it's one of
Stars
those
is an add-on.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Comcast says, oh, if you want to get our one step above basic cable package, we'll give you Stars
We'll
for
throw
free
in
for
Stars.
a year. And then after that year, you don't resubscribe to Stars.
Stars is kind of like that 20% discount from Bed Bath & Beyond you get every single month. It's like, you just have it. Just take it. Just please subscribe. Just come to our store. We'll give you this.
Please. We have good shows, I promise.
It's worth noting that Netflix, the syndicated runs, the second runs of Ash vs. Evil Dead are actually doing really good.
Yeah, of course
on
they
Netflix
are.
right now. You can watch.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal show if you haven't checked it out. So check it out on Netflix.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix picks it up. I don't think
would
Stars is going to pick it back up.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix picks
Shudder,
it up.
hello.
Shudder, Amazon already has the tick. So, I mean, that was cool. So the conversation continued. Perry was talking to Dana about a possible season 4. What it would take to bring back the show into season 4. And this is what Dana De Lorenzo said about the show relaunch. Check it out.
Well, I say never, because the way things are going, you know, I've been reading all these very terrifying things about, you know, our industry and just, you know, with productions and things are just being shelved and whatnot. So I honestly feel like, you know, never say never. There have been, shows where they're canceled, but then they get picked up by another network.
Gotta love what she said. I mean, never say never. It's a message for the kids out there.
I know.
And never say never. She says that there's been shows that get canceled, but then get picked up by other networks. It happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean, look at Family Guy. That got picked up by the same network after being canceled.
I believe Arrested Development, that got picked up by Netflix.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
The Tick.
The Tick got picked up
By
went from Fox to Amazon.
Yeah.
What was it? That one about Lucifer? I think it was Lucifer.
Yeah, it was.
Lucifer. The one about Lucifer.
The one about Lucifer.
So no big surprise. I mean, I would not be shocked
I know.
if Netflix or Hulu picks up, because it's happened before. I mean, the precedent has been set. So the big question is, can you get Bruce Campbell back? Because Bruce Campbell retired from the Ash character. So, way to go, Perry asked the important question. Dana and Ray both chimed in on what's the likelihood of bringing Bruce Campbell back into the fold to rehash the character of Ash Williams. This is what they say about that possibility. Check it out.
So I know Bruce has said he's in retirement, but I feel like Ray and I could convince him. Don't you, Ray?
Yeah, totally.
I feel like we could convince him to come back.
I think
for
enough
like
time
if it was
has
like
passed by.
Yeah,
He just needs a
exactly.
good couple of, like 1 or 2 years of just like chilling in the woods and not having the boomstick in his hand, and then like he starts to crave it, and it'll come back. You know what I mean?
So there you go. I mean, it seems pretty clear from Dana and what Ray echoed. I mean, like Dana said, she said, I know Bruce, he said he's in retirement, but I feel like Ray and I could convince him. And Ray, awesome, always got his partner's back, echoed what she said, and said, I think enough time has passed by. He needs a good couple of 1 or 2 years of just like chilling in the woods and not having his boomstick in his hand, and then he starts to crave it, and it'll come back, because it's happened before.
Absolutely.
I mean, how many years between Army of Darkness and Ash vs. Evil Dead?
At least 20, if not longer.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, too, season 3, you could tell the ending was rushed because they were literally told, like, right before filming that last episode, or maybe that was already even filmed and they had to reshoot the ending, that they had a plan for a season 4. Absolutely 100% had a plan. So Bruce was obviously okay with continuing on with the series at that point. But when they yanked it out from under him, he was like, oh, fine, I'm done.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what happened. I mean, if you didn't see season 3 of Ash vs. Evil Dead, I mean, you could tell they were, like you just said, they were heading to a certain storyline, but then they got word that they was getting canceled, and so they just kind of wrapped it up with this kind of jump to the future final episode. Cool final episode, but you can tell it didn't quite fit into the storyline and where they were going. So they had big plans for the series. So I think, according to Dana and Ray, they could probably convince Bruce to come back if the money's right, if it's on the right platform. So if all the stars align, according to the cast and our good friend Perry Nemiroff, this could actually happen.
I sure hope so.
Let us know in the comment section, guys. What do you think about the possibility based on these comments? Will they bring back Ash vs. Evil Dead? Would you watch it if they did? Have you ever seen the series, guys? Let us know in the comment section. Really, really curious to know what you think. So, in our final bit of nerd news here this week, there was a ton of news that came out of the movie theater chains this week. Everything from potential reopening dates, closing possibilities, which theaters may not open up at all, the importance of AMC Stubs A-List, mask and facial covering policies.